she had to take out a restraining order. Hey Niners, welcome back to my channel. This is another reaction video. Let me get up. Yeah. Let me get up. Yeah. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. We are doing a reaction video, as the title says. Let's get into it. We're gonna be reading from my phone as usual. So the prompt is AITAH for telling my best friend's fiance the real reason his last relationship ended. So I, 27 female, have a best friend, Sarah, 26 female, who has been with her fiance, Jake, 29 male, for about 2 years now. They just got engaged a couple of months ago, and up until recently, I had no reason to think anything was off. But then I found out who Jake's ex was, and everything changed. Shaking my head. I mean, they didn't give you any reason for you to question if anything was off, so we're just gonna keep going. Jake used to date a woman named Megan, 30 female. And the reason I know this is because she's actually an old co-worker of mine. We weren't best friends or anything, but I remember when she went through absolute hell because of him. She had to take out a restraining order. And he was charged with stalking and harassment after they broke up. Oh my goodness, this man is insane. I remember her coming to work shaken up because he would just show up outside her apartment, leave creepy notes, and at one point he even slashed her tire. Oh, yeah, he's mad. He's done. You need to let that girl know and let her be on her way, because this is mental. This is literally mental. Like, what in the world is going on? The fact that you know this information, but you weren't even best friends with this girl, that says a lot, because she wanted to make sure that everyone around her knew that this person was a problem for her, so that she can be safe wherever she was. I never really connected the dots until Sarah casually mentioned his ex's name in passing, and when I asked her what Jake had told her about the breakup, he gave me the classic story. Megan was crazy, obsessed with him, and made up lies when he tried to move on. Yeah. Sarah, please, if you know what's good for you, just take this as God's evidence and God's protection on your life. You're not tied to this person yet. It's just your fiance, and you can leave, and make sure you don't let him know when you're leaving, where you're going. And I know it might be tough because he's gonna suck you, because he did that to his ex. He's gonna call you crazy to the next one. So we just have to be cautious. Very, very cautious. I didn't want to interfere in our relationship, but I also couldn't just sit there knowing she might be walking into something dangerous. That's very fair. So I reached out to Megan and asked if she was okay with me sharing what I knew. She was super understanding and even offered to send Sarah the police report and the court documents from when everything went down. Oh, bless her soul, Megan. She is a girl's girl, and she's looking out for you, Sarah. So I sat down with Sarah and I told her the truth. I showed her the actual record explaining what Megan had gone through and just let her process everything. She was quiet for a while, then said she needed time to think. A couple of days later, she told Jake she wanted to pause the engagement. And now he's absolutely furious with me, calling me a liar and saying I ruined his future. No. You ruined your future. This is a consequence of your action, Jake. Wow. Sarah hasn't officially broken things off, but I know she's really shaken up. do not blame you, Sarah, if you choose to call this up, because I think that is the logical step in this situation. A man, it's not safe. 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 So the fact that he's furious at your friend for exposing him when he didn't even tell you the truth. He could have come clean for you to decide if you wanted to follow through and continue to see him before you invested 2 years into him. But he chose to lie. And now he's furious at your friend. This is not something that you can easily call off. I understand you've invested 2 years. You thought this was your forever. You thought this was your person. It's not your person. Meanwhile, I have mutual friends saying that I should have stayed out of it, and because people change and I might have destroyed a relationship that had nothing wrong with it. I genuinely thought I was doing the right thing, but now I'm second guessing myself. So, AITAH? Nah. It's tough. I feel like if I was Sarah, I would want to know this information. And I just think that the fact that this person went through this and lied about it just means that it is who they are. Because if you go through something like this, come clean about the actions, and then you come clean about the steps you've taken to make sure that that never happens again, I think you're taking accountability for your actions and acknowledging that that was who you were, that was your past and not your present, and you're hoping it's not your future. I think that's when we know that you have changed from that. The fact that you didn't acknowledge it and the fact that you lied about it means that it's still your person. You haven't done the work to change, and we don't know what triggered it before, and I'm not blaming Megan. I think the fact that you ended things, you began to stalk her, and then to turn around and flip it and call her crazy, yeah, I don't necessarily think that you've changed. So the question now is AITAH? No, you're not. You're looking out for your friend. And like I said, if I was in Sarah's shoes, I would love someone to let me know so I can make the executive decision for myself. In this case, you're not. But let's read a couple of the comments, shall we? You just saved your best friend from a horror movie. Definitely. He lied to her about what happened when he and the other woman broke up. For me, that means you did the right thing. If he had been honest about his actions, then different, but he lied because he knows he did the wrong thing, or he honestly believes he's in the right, which makes him dangerous. Not the AH. Fast forward a bit and imagine how you would feel if something would have happened to her and you didn't warn her. If he did change, why the lie regarding the breakup? I think you handled it in a great way. Not just telling her what you know, but backing it up with hard evidence. And just like that, exactly what I said. If you were being honest about it in the get-go, this would not be the situation that we're in. And TH, Jake called you a liar, which shows he hasn't changed because it's the truth. What a great friend. Abusers love when people mind their own business. They love their privacy. They hate the truth. They hate everyone telling the truth. They hate anyone willing to listen to the truth. And TH. These people who are saying you should have stayed out of it and people change wouldn't have that opinion if this guy was engaged to their own sister. That's facts. They would have done the same thing and probably quicker than you did before getting the proof. That's also fact, because if this was a relative, they would not be reacting the same way. All right, I decided to do 2 stories today, so this will be the next one. AITAH for refusing to let my sister use my honeymoon as her healing trip after she got dumped. Why would she want to use your honeymoon as a healing trip? I understand, like, you want to get away because you just got dumped, but I don't think your sister's honeymoon trip should be your healing trip. But let's get into this. So my 30 female husband, 31 male, and I just got married last month. Congratulations, girly. And planned a dream honeymoon 2 weeks ago in Greece. Greece, I love Greece. So beautiful, and it's a great honeymoon destination. Go have fun. Yeah, your sister should not be there. No thanks. In Greece, just the two of us, relaxing, exploring, and enjoying our times as newlyweds. As you should, baby, as you should. Flights, hotels, and excursions all booked and paid for. Enter my sister, 26 female, who was supposed to move in with her boyfriend around the same time. Unfortunately for her, and I mean unfortunately in the least sympathetic way as possible, he dumped her for 2 weeks before the move. She was devastated, and my family went into full protect and cuddle mode, which is understandable. She just got broken up with, and not understanding how you are saying this in the least sympathetic way as possible. That's your sister. But we progress. At first, I was super supportive, listened to her vent, helped her pack up her stuff, even let her crash at our place for a few days. But then she dropped the bomb. She wanted to come with us on our honeymoon because she couldn't handle being alone right now and needed a healing getaway. Interesting. My mom backed her up, saying we should be there for family and that we could always go on another. Mom, you need to chill. Another trip. This is your honeymoon trip. They've booked it. Everything is booked. Please don't do that to your child. Do not. I understand protecting Carter, but that does not mean you should disregard the plans that your other child had made for her honeymoon to her husband, that they just got married and everything. Don't do that. What kind of mother are you? Please. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. She fully expected me to let her tag along on what was supposed to be a romantic getaway. I told her absolutely not. She cried, called me selfish, and my mom guilt-tripped me about how she is in a really dark place. Now both my mom and my sister are making me feel like I'm heartless for not making a small sacrifice for family. But this is not a small sacrifice, and the fact that they're guilt-tripping you, please. I guess we know who the favorite is. Yeah. It's supposed to be a romantic getaway. It should remain a romantic getaway. Your sister should not be going on your trip. And if she does want to go on your trip, what was her plan? Like, go with y'all, stay in the same hotel room, go on the same excursions. Who's covering the bills? Are you expected to pay for her flights and everything because she got broken up with? Like, I get it. It's sad, but that's not on you. So definitely not. She's not going on that trip. And if your mom really wants her to go on a healing journey, they both should go on a trip. They both should go on a trip. Yeah. Let your mom take her on a trip. Yeah. So, AITH for refusing to turn my honeymoon into my sister's breakup recovery trip. Nope, you are not. And I hope that they don't know the exact date of your trip and where you're going, your excursions and everything, because if that information is known, possible she might show up. But if they don't know about that, keep that to heart and do not share that information. And when you decide it's time for you to go, Do not even let him know, except maybe you need a ride to the airport. Even at that, get a shuttle, get an Uber, get somebody else to take you to the airport. Take your trip with your husband, please. Go enjoy your honeymoon. Your sister, she'll be just fine. She got your mom. Your mom can protect and cuddle her. Yeah. Go on your trip. Go on your honeymoon, please. Have a blast. Enjoy Greece. It is beautiful. It is lovely. And I don't even know what time after a year you're going. But you're going to have a blast. You're going to have a lovely time. So yes, you are not the age. Let me see some comments real quick. Why would she want to go on a trip with a newly married couple who's going to be all over each other? Like, she just got heartbroken. She should go on a healing trip with friends or mom or as a family. Not with a couple who's just going to give her heartbreaking reminders. Like, spot on. They're going to be all over each other. Like, she's going to be the third wheel. And she's going to be like, oh, guys, please, let's limit that because I feel some type of way. That's the whole point of going on the honeymoon trip. So why are you there? Tell your mom she can take her on a healing trip to take her out of the dark place. It's your mom's job, not yours. Like I said, she and your mom can go on a trip. And like the previous comment also said, she can go on the trip with her friends. Where are her friends? Where are her friends? I think the only reason she wants to go on a healing trip with OP and husband is because she wants to get in the way of your romance. Like, if she doesn't have a BF anymore, she doesn't want anyone else to be happy and romantic. I see some truth to that. Like I said earlier, when y'all start being lovey-dovey around her, she might want that to take a, so that she doesn't feel the way that she's feeling. Yeah, I see no logic in the fact that she wants to go on this trip. Tell her she can come along, but she has to catch a separate flight, stay in a different hotel, plan her own excursions, or make sure the trip is to a different country. I mean, just from what I'm reading, I don't think she's the one that wants to go on a trip and go to a different excursion, stay in a different hotel. She wants to include herself in this trip. So she's going to want to include herself in all of the excursions, the flights, and everything. You're not the age. Like I said, do not let her know where you're going, when you're going, and every other thing that you're going to be doing as far as excursions go, because this is not cool. Like I was saying, do not let her know your itinerary. Do not let her know when you leave. Do not let her know your excursions, plans, none of that. Your mom, your sister, none of them should know this information. Go on your trip and have a blast with your husband. And with that, I've been your girl, Sheila9, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.